my lovelies. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for being a part of the family. Those that are new, welcome. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share before you leave. Those that are already a member, thank you for being here. I love you and I appreciate you so much. Today's lesson, I will be teaching you guys formal versus informal words. Let's get straight into the lesson. In our everyday life, we use formal words and informal words without even realizing. But what is the difference between formal and informal words? There are a lot of differences between formal and informal English words. These differences makes us more understand that language is large, very unique, and is important to learn, right? Our language is very important to learn, and you'll learn that in this lesson. You might ask yourself, how can I identify formal and informal words, phrase? You can identify the formal and informal words phrase by reading. Yes, reading. The more you read is the more you will learn. And in life, we realize that the more we read something is the more we learn, right? To associate certain words and phrases with different types of writing. So if you want to learn something, you have to read it. So the more you will learn formal and informal words is by reading. Okay, guys? Now let us discuss some examples of formal words versus informal words. After this lesson, you'll be able to identify the difference and you'll be able to widen your vocabulary when writing sentences or even conversing with others. So for formal words, reside, the informal words for reside is live. So you know if you're going to talk to someone on a formal basis, instead of saying, I live at 121 Street, you would say, I reside at 121 Street. That's the formal way. But if it's just informal, like you're talking to a casually to a friend, you can say, I live at 121 Street, right? So formal is more when you're talking to an associate or someone that have ranks, you use formal words. But when you're just talking to your friends or family, you use informal words. So the formal word would be reside, the informal word would be live. 2, explode, blow up, right? So formal would be expose, and informal would be blow up. So the bomb explode outside. That's if you're using formal. But if you're speaking to just a friend, the bomb blow up outside. That's informal, right? Number 3, inferior. It would be the formal word, and informal word would be worse. So you're saying, I find John to be inferior comparing to Jane. That would be a formal way of saying it. But you could say, John is worse than Jane. That would be the informal way of saying it, right? Number 4, demise would be the formal word, and that would be the informal word. The other formal word would be occupation. That and the informal word would be job. So if you're saying to someone, my occupation is a policeman, that's if you're speaking to someone in authority. Or if you are speaking to just a friend, you would say, oh, my job is a policeman. You get what I'm saying? So formal words is when you're speaking to someone with authority or someone with ranks, but informal is like when you're just speaking to a friend on a social basis, right? Another formal word is liberate. And the informal word for liberate is free. Another formal word is obtain. So the formal word is obtain and the informal word is get. So I obtain this laptop or I get this laptop. You get what I'm saying, guys? Let me know below if you understand informal and formal words thus far. Guys, if you're still here and you haven't subscribed as yet, please go ahead and subscribe, comment, like, and share. Turn on your notification bell so that you are aware when another video is uploaded. Okay, guys? Let's move on to another formal words, which would be nevertheless. And the informal word for nevertheless would be anyway. Okay? Another one would be tolerate. So a formal word would be tolerate, and the informal word would be put up. So I tolerate John because he's my brother. But if you want to speak in an informal way, you would say, I put up with John because he's my brother. Right? Next one, permit. The formal word would be permit, and the informal word for permit would be let. So I permit Jane to wear my jacket. Right? That's the formal way. And the informal way would be I let Jane wear my jacket. Okay? Next one would be visit. Visit would be the formal way or the formal words. And the informal for visit would be call on. Okay? Next one, formal word would be gratitude. And the informal word would be thanks. Right? Another one, the formal word would be entire. And the informal word would be whole. So an example would be Pam drink the entire cup of water. That would be the formal way. But if you're using the informal way, Pam drink the whole cup of water. You understand, guys? Okay, let's continue. Formal word would be father. And the informal word for father is dad. Okay? Jill and John have the same father. That's the formal way. Jill and John share the same dad. That's the informal way. Guys, let me know below if you understand so far about formal and informal words. And stay tuned, let's discuss formal and informal phrases. Okay, let's get into it. Formal phrase versus informal phrase. Number one, this plan was implemented. That would be the formal phrase. Informal, they put the plan into action. So instead of saying implemented, the informal would be into action. Okay? Number two, this demonstrates. That would be formal. So this demonstrate how I look for my book. But the informal way is this shows how I look for my book. Right? Number three, a great deal of. This is a great deal of something, or this is a great deal of gratitude, right? Informal. This is a lot of gratitude. Next, these results are dependent on factors. That would be the formal phrase, and the informal phrase. These results are because of factors. So formal would be depend on factors, informal because of factors, okay? Another formal phrase would be at regular intervals. Informal would be one after the other. So regular interval would be the formal phrase and one after the other would be informal. Okay, next, the experiment was carried out. That would be formal. Informal would be they did an experiment. So carried out would be the formal way of saying it, but did would be the informal way, right? Next, safety officers are investigating the problem. So formal would be safety officers are investigating the problem. Informal would be safety officers are looking into the problem. So investigating the problem would be formal phrase, but looking into the problem would be informal phrase. Next, this appeared to rectify the problem. That would be the formal phrase. This appeared to rectify the problem. Informal phrase would be this seems to fix the problem. So rectify the problem would be a formal phrase, but fix the problem would be an informal phrase. Do you guys understand so far? Let me know in the comment section below if you guys understand. Guys, this is the end of my lesson. Until next time, I love you guys. Let me know if there's any topic that you want me to teach. Guys, before you leave, please remember to subscribe, comment, and turn on your notification bell. Until next time, I love you all. Bye.